Question is stores OneLake copies of the data.
Right.
That is a great question. So we want to see if we just want to give a quick introduction of what the concept of OneLake is before we dig into this data copy question. Right. So that's also what we're going to try and do. We're going to try and give some context to some of the questions, but still be specific on the answer. So that's the goal. So let's see if we manage to do that. Maybe. Let's try.
Maybe. Okay. It's a big experiment. Doesn't matter.
Yes, we are experimenting here. So yeah, give feedback too. But when we are talking about OneLake, we are inside the Microsoft Fabric world, right? So the OneLake is the storage foundation of, or one of the foundations where we have the storage of Microsoft Fabric. So all the experiences that you get inside of Microsoft Fabric, so you have data engineering, factory, data warehousing, all of these ones, they are by default integrated to OneLake. That means that you can pull the data that you have in OneLake into all of these experiences and work with that data, from the experience that you choose to work with. And if you are coming from the Power BI world, you are probably familiar with workspaces. So inside of OneLake, you have workspaces as your folders. And then also if you're putting up a lakehouse or a warehouse, that would also be your subfolders inside of your OneLake. So your OneLake is a data lake where you can have multiple data lakes, if that's one way to put it.
Yeah, so essentially OneLake is the glue, right? OneLake is the glue that glues all these things together.
Yes,
right? That's
what makes Fabric so cool.
We need to have like little pots of glue to give away, like paper, like kids glue when we are on events. I think that would be great.
Okay, cool. Are you writing this down?
Yeah, I am. I'll send an email tomorrow.
Okay, cool. Awesome. And then, but also one thing that's cool with OneLake is that you can integrate it with other existing solutions. So if you have, for instance, Databricks, or you're using an Azure data lake already, you can integrate that so that your Databricks can pull data from the OneLake and also put it back in, and the same with an Azure data lake, for instance. So, okay, that was the OneLake concept explained, hopefully quite quickly. But so what was the question? Stores OneLake copies of the data.
Yeah, so when you upload a file to OneLake, what happens? Is it that duplicated? Do I need to worry about that? Do I have to duplicate it to benefit from all of this? Like, can I now use all of these services on top of that same data? Do I need to copy it again? Do something special for a special service? What's the story?
Yes, and it's a really great question, because we're also hearing Microsoft talking a lot about, so we have OneLake and we also have this one copy. So that means that, or the whole point here is that you don't have to copy your data. You can put your data into OneLake this one time, and then you can use it from all of these experiences. And that is sort of one of the main benefits really with OneLake, that you have this one place where you have your data and you don't have to copy it. Also, if you have other places where you are storing your data, you can use shortcuts. So that are giving this virtual copy of your data. So it's not a copy, it's still placed wherever you want it to be, but you virtually have it inside your OneLake. So you have this one place where you have your data and you don't have to copy your data. That is the key.
Is then OneLake and one copy the same thing?
Yes, right?
Kind of, maybe. I mean, you have one copy of everything.
One copy is one of the benefits of OneLake.
Right. Okay. So it's not the same thing. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, it's yeah. I guess one copy is sort of a concept, right?
Yeah, it's a concept within OneLake. Correct.
Yes.
So cool. Oh, that's awesome. Great answer. I like that. Is there anything else I need to know about this?
There is a but. Because yes. So if you are if you have enabled this and you're using zone redundant storage or locally redundant storage, you will have your data copied, but not by you. You don't have to worry about this. But if there are, for any reason, your data center is not working, or I don't know, it starts to what can happen? Like there is an earthquake or it starts to burn.
I mean, anything can happen, right? I mean, could be an earthquake, could be power outage, flood,
yes, all these dramatic
plane,
things. Yeah,
whatever.
and then you lose your data, right? Because your data center is just ruined.
You don't want that.
No, you don't want that. So that means that the data there will be a copy somewhere in another data center to make sure that you're not losing your data. But that's not part of the duplicate issue that we have in the data world today, and that OneLake is helping us reduce.
Right. So essentially, there's one copy that you have to worry about. You can work with one copy, but under the covers, depending on the data center, will either be a local copy in the same data center, which might be the machine next to it, which doesn't really help in case there's a earthquake that destroys the whole data center. In many, and here's a little bit of Microsoft speak, in many Azure, when we say regions, we actually mean there's multiple data centers that together form one Azure region. So for example, the West Europe data center is actually multiple data centers, but we represent it as the Western Europe region. Now in there, we can have multiple copies. So we can have redundancy, but then say in that same region, we'll have a copy in this data center, but also a copy in the other data center. So in case this data center, whatever, catches on fire, the copy is still there. Yes. And then if you want to go one step further, you could say, well, really, if West Europe, there's an earthquake in the Netherlands, we kind of, I worry about all data centers in the Netherlands kind of going offline and destroyed. So then, I also have the option to say, I want a copy in West Europe and I want one copy over in, let's say, North America or East America, right? The chances that those things suffer the same catastrophic event at the same time are minimal. I think if we have such a catastrophic event that both of those kind of regions are destroyed, I think we have bigger things to worry about as humanity, by the way.
I mean, we're going deep here.
Yes, but that's essentially what it is. You have all of these options.
Yes, exactly. So for us working with data, we don't really usually have to worry about this. So on the copy perspective, no, you only have one copy. There's no duplicates. It's cool. It works. But if you enable this business continuity and disaster recovery, yes, there will exist a copy of your data, but that's just to make sure that you don't lose your data.
Right. Yes, exactly.